The armed forces of Ukraine inflicted heavy casualties on the enemy in the area of Pavlovka, Bakhmut direction. The Russians retreated after a failed assault. This is stated in the latest report of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine as of 1800 hours on June 26, published on Facebook. In Volyn and Polisia directions, in the territory of the Republic of Belarus, some units of the Russian troops prepare sabotage and reconnaissance groups for further missions in the territory of Ukraine. In Siversky direction, the enemy holds separate units of the Western Military District in the border areas of Bryansk and Kursk regions to demonstrate their presence and restrain Ukraine's defense forces. Russians fired on civilian and military infrastructure near Kranivka and Yansyulivka. In Kharkiv direction, the enemy fired tanks and artillery on Russky Taishki, Chepel, Chahuiv, Zolochiv, and Mosbanov, launched airstrikes near Yaversk, Demenshaivka, and Zamulivka. The Russians tried to improve their tactical position by assault in the area of Demenshaivka but had no success. The areas of Novodimitrivka, Dibrivan, Vernopilya, Velika Komisuvka, Dolina, and Ridin came under fire in Slovyansk direction. Ukrainian troops successfully repulsed enemy assaults in the areas of Dolina, Kurylka, and Mazanivka. In Donetsk direction, the enemy, with the support of artillery, tries to block the town of Lysychansk from the southern direction. The Russians fired on civilian and military infrastructure in Lysychansk, Verkhnyo-Kamyanka, and Loskudivka districts, launched an airstrike near Vovtroyarivka. To support the offensive, the enemy strengthened the artillery group. In Kramatorsk direction, the invaders did not conduct active hostilities, firing artillery on the area of Myaki. In Bakhmut direction, the enemy fired mortars, tube and rocket artillery on the Ukrainian positions near Mykolaiivka, Berestov, Pokrovsk, Kadima, and New York. The Ukrainian soldiers inflicted heavy casualties on the enemy near the village of Pavlovka. After an unsuccessful assault, the invaders retreated. In Audiivka, Kurakova, and Zaporizhia directions, the enemy fired tube and rocket artillery on the positions of Ukrainian troops near Vodian, Pisky, Marinka, Prichistivka, Huliapolsk, and Bilahiria. The Russians fired missile and artillery strikes on the civilian infrastructure of localities in the rear areas of the defense forces. In the southern Bud direction, the invaders fired tube and rocket artillery on the areas of Osakorivka, Trudalyubivka, Dobryanka, Hanivka, Zoria, Blaodatin, and Luch. The Russians launched missile strikes on the infrastructure of the city of Mykolaiv.